Hey you guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome back. If you are new, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining the family. So, I have an announcement for you guys. So, drum roll please. I am writing a book. Whoa! Okay, listen. So, I'm writing a book. I've been writing it for probably like a month now, maybe. I would say like a month maybe. I'm not sure how long I've been writing it, but I'm writing a book. And I was debating on when I was ready to share it, when I wanted to like let the world know. And I was going to wait until I met a certain mark in my book. But then I was like, I don't want to wait too late and then have to like hustle harder. Like you feel to work smarter, not harder. And I didn't want to wait too long and then end up like feeling like I'm just working a little harder than necessary to like build my audience. So, well, not harder than necessary, but I guess more so rushing to build my audience. So I had made the executive decision. I should have prayed about it first. Oh Lord, I'm so sorry. But I just made the decision that I would get started on building my platform now, so that when the time comes, you know, those that enjoy reading, those that are interested in what I am creating will already have a way to see me, will already know about me, and already be on the lookout. So, with that being said, I decided to do the Authortube Newbie Tag. Yay! Okay. And I actually struggled for a while deciding on if I wanted to bring that to my YouTube or not, or how I want to bring it, because I'm already part of BookTube. And I didn't want to like press it. You know, you don't want to seem like you're all over the place. But books and writing go hand in hand. Like a lot of people, it seems as though a lot of people that enjoy reading the way that I do, a lot of them write as well. And that's me. So I figured, why not? It's no big deal. So like I said, I'm here with the Authortube Newbie Tag. And yeah, okay. So you all know me. I record on my phone right now. One day, you know, God is going to bless me if it's in His will, so that I don't have to record on my phone. I can have an actual camera and have my phone here to look at stuff. But I don't have that. So I have to go old school and write things down. So I have the whole list of questions here. So the first question is, how did you find out about Authortube? When I decided that I wanted to write a book, again, because I've tried to write a book 1,000 times, various things have happened, but when I decided I wanted to write a book again, I started YouTubing things and trying to find out, like, I can't remember what the first question was, but I guess, like, trying to figure out where to start type of thing, like, as far as the outlining and stuff. I was trying to figure that out, and I ended up, I can't remember whose Instagram, whose YouTube it was. I actually just tried to find her before I started reporting, and I don't know her YouTube name, and I didn't see her in my subscription, so I really don't know. But this one YouTuber, she was doing I think it was a writing blog or something she was doing. I was like, oh, okay. So that's how I got hip to like the Authortube life. And then, you know, a lot of the tube pages you also find their writing blogs. So that's kind of how I found out about Authortube. What genres do you write in? So currently I just write in African American fiction, obviously. I want to try like thriller, like mystery. That's what I want to try. I want to try thriller and mystery. But as of right now, I only write in fiction, just flat out, I guess like urban fiction. Preferred writing tense, point of view, and genre. So my preferred writing tense is past and present. I like to go back and forth. I think it's more fun to kind of give the background. I like you have to give a background in a story to understand where we are today. And for me, when I give background, I don't like to be like, oh, so-and-so, they've been friends since da-da-da. I kind of like to bounce back and forth between, like, going to the past so you can see why this person feels about this person in the present. So I kind of do like a flash back and forth between past and present tense. My favorite point of view is first person. I prefer first person. Recently I've been reading, and in my reads, I kind of, well, you guys know I read like Rachel House and Hall. I just started a Kimberly Lawson Roby book, and I've been thinking about third person. I really been thinking about that. But I like first person, and I like it because it makes you like they're in my head. We're the same person, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm writing for my character, I put myself mentally in their shoes versus being on the outside looking in. You know what I'm saying? Only you know how you feel versus the third person saying how you feel. I think it's easier to say I feel like this, or I'm thinking this, or I'm going to do this versus Sheila said da 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 da. So that's why I prefer first person. And preferred genre is fiction, just all fiction. Like I said, I do want to try like a thriller. I'm really been into like the thriller mystery type thing, has been on my mind lately. But urban fiction is my favorite, of course, everybody knows that. Question number 4 says, are you a plotter, pantser, or plantser? So, for those that don't know, I will explain the difference. So, a plotter is, because these are all, so a plotter is a person that sits down and plots out does like the full outline, beginning to end, like really brainstorms on paper their entire story. So they literally plot it out. They flesh out their characters. They flesh out the events, the order of events, and that type of thing. A pantser is somebody like, if you know, I think his name is Kawan. He wrote Hoodlum. He wrote Hood Rat. He's famous for the Animal series. He has a zillion books. He is a pantser. So a pantser is an author that you just write off the top of your head. You just sit down and you start writing. And you just let it flow. That's a pantser. And then a plantser is the combination of the two, which means you do a little plotting and a little pantsing, whichever, 50-50, 40-60, whatever works for you. So I personally am a plantser. Huge plantser. At the end to wrap up all the events. So that's about all I plot out, and then I pants the rest of it. I literally sit down and I get to it and let it. Traditional publishing, self-publishing, or yet to be. I am yet to be, but I definitely plan to self-publish. I thought about going the traditional route, but I'd rather self-publish because I like having sole control over my work. Because, with traditional publishing, you're under a contract, somebody else, and it's not even 100% about the money for me. It's just about the fact that, like, with the publishing company, if they put out your book and your book is not selling like they projected or like it should, they can stop the production of that story. And I wouldn't want that to happen. Like, personally, once I write, I don't care if only 30 people buy my book. Those 30 people, there's an audience for everybody, and I don't think it's nobody's position to tell you whether or not your book should stay in publishing, because maybe I only got 30 people because I'm still building my platform. You never know. Like, because for me, once I find an author that I really like, because some people, their first book is not their bomb book. Like, sometimes it might be their third, fourth, fifth. And I'm the type of person that once I make it, like, if I, like with Rachel Hall, with Tracy Brown, I'll use her. She's my favorite author. When I first read White Lines by Tracy Brown, that was the first book I read by her. After that, I literally went to the very beginning and read every single book she had ever written. So what if a publishing company would have said, oh, this first book, Black, is not good enough, so we just going to take it off the shelves? I would have missed out on an amazing story because I was unaware of this author, not because her story wasn't good. So sales are not just about how good something is, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel like it's nobody's place to decide that for me. So yeah. Even though I know the question doesn't ask all that. The next question is, what publishing company, literary agent, or print company represents you? So I represent me, God represents me, I represent God. That's all I got, honestly. The next question is, I'm on number 7. What Authortube related videos can we expect from you? So you really can just expect me being 100% raw about my journey. Just keeping track of, like, days that I didn't get to write, days that I had a really good writing spurt, me just discussing my excitement, my struggles, and also just encouraging, encouraging videos, because I want to encourage the YouTubers and just the writers that may not be like everybody else, that may not have the New York Times bestseller, like, you know what I'm saying, somebody that may be a little lower in self-confidence. So you'll see a lot of, like, motivational videos from me, like, please write no matter what. Pick that pen up, computer, whatever you use, do that. So that's what you'll see from me, a lot of encouragement and a lot of raw honesty about my journey, and a lot of information I wish I could have found that I didn't find. The next question, number 8, says, when did you start writing? I don't know if you mean, I don't know if this one means when did I start writing my current story or when did I start writing in general. Because I've literally been writing my entire life. I've always written, whether it be poetry, whether it be journaling, whatever. I've always written my whole life. This story specifically, I started writing, I think, like, a month ago, I want to say I started writing this story. Number 9, first story you ever wrote. I really can't even tell you that because I've literally started like writing so many different times, and I normally write them in notebooks, and I'm not organized like that. So the notebooks I wrote them on, I have no idea where they are now. So I really have no idea what my very first story is. But they're always all fiction. Like, I've never written in any other genre other than just like urban fiction. Number 10 said, authors that inspire you the most. Authors that inspire me the most. I would probably say every urban fiction author inspires me. Like, every author I've ever read. Like, I know Kawan, that's what I call him. Lord, I'm so sorry. Mr. Kawan, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. But the author of Hoodlum, Hood Rat, Animal, all of those books. He is inspiring to me because I follow him on Instagram, and he's always posting about, he just constantly posts, like, motivating things. And one time him and another black author went live, and I was commenting on their live, asking questions, and I just love that they were so open to answer me. And they were just like, you know, like, he has the mentality, from what I've seen, like, you either have it or you don't. Like, you can't measure your success by somebody else's. You can't measure it by what somebody else has in them. You either want it or you don't. So I love him for that because it's motivating with my journey. Tracy Brown's stories, I just love her work, and anytime I read them, they make they just make me think. All of my favorite authors inspire me. Rachel Howzell Hall, she inspires me. How she doesn't have to use sex or drugs and can still write such a smooth, like, book that is interesting. And a Cleveland author named K.L., her book inspired me because her book was the first book I ever read that was not traditionally published. It was like a self-published book, and it wasn't the normal style of book I was expecting. You have to go watch my review of her book for it to make more sense. But her book really inspired me because the book was really good, and I didn't really expect it to be because of its style, because of it being self-published and not looking like the average book. So, yeah, hers inspired me because her book was amazing, and she's still writing, even though, you know what I'm saying, I had never heard of her. Like I said, she's still writing, and that inspired me because it showed me that because like I said in my review, her book is like 90% dialogue, and it really opened my eyes as a writer to just know that I don't have to write like everybody else. I can write like myself, and God has an audience for me. So, okay, number 11 says, do I schedule time or do I schedule time, or do I sit down and write when I have the opportunity? I sit down and write when I have the opportunity. I do determine days, like, okay, I haven't written in a couple days, so tomorrow I'm for sure sitting down to read. But also write. But also a part of my writing process is reading. So anytime I sit down to read, to me, it's part of writing. Because I feel like as long as you have a book in your hand, your creative engine is going. So with that being the case, I try to make sure I read every day, so therefore I'm like encouraging my process every day. So do I type on the computer, do I use a typewriter, handwrite, or do I do a blend of them? I do a blend of handwriting and typing on the computer. I use Google Docs. And I only started using Google Docs and typing on the computer because, like I said, I've written so many stories and pages get ripped out of notebooks disappear. It's just too much. So I started doing Google Docs so I can make sure I always have access to my story no matter what happens. And I do write because, like I said, I'm a planner. So as soon as an idea pops in my head, I'm writing it down somewhere because I have like a specific notebook for my story. So I write down in there what I want to make sure happens in my story, or I'll toss it into my notes in my phone. Oh, and where do I write? I mainly write in my room, but I really don't have a specific place that I go and sit down and write. As long as I can sit down and focus. Like, I can't have something playing on TV that I'm watching or talking to my husband or nothing like that. I have to really sit down and be ready to write. So anywhere, but mainly my bedroom, to be honest. What am I looking forward to now that I'm a part of Authortube? I'm looking forward to being encouraging to other young authors, other young creatives. My number one thing, and I always let people know, is having a published book is not what makes you an author. Actually sitting down and determining to be published is what makes you an author. The moment that you decide that you want to write that book and you're determined to get it published, that's when you become an author. So I'm most excited about just inspiring people to stay on the course, and I'm also excited to just be a part of the community and just learn new things and be encouraged by other people as well. And just I like knowing about new writers, new books. I love new authors, so I'm excited about that too. So you guys, this is another long clip. I do plan to try to edit down as much as I can, because y'all know I hate long videos. But thank you so much for watching. If you have advice for me as a new writer, if you want advice as a new writer, maybe you haven't started at all and you want help with where to start, how to start, comment below, contact me, you guys. And follow my new Instagram. I have so many great things coming in life, and I'm so thankful to God. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment below. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to subscribe. See y'all.